I'm done making League of Legends videos.
I originally wanted this channel to be based on League of Legends content.
We need to do better than this.
Oh,
Is League of Legends really
Is
dying?
League of Legends actually dying?
Hold up. Are we just gonna ignore the good things about the game? It has changed a lot since the beginning, but was it really better before, or is nostalgia getting the best of us again? Riot has been constantly updating the game since its release, so one would think they made it at least a bit better, right? Well, not everything is as black and white as it seems. First we have to ask ourselves what is considered to be the best version of the game. People find it hard to agree on a single season, but it's mainly thought to be in between Season 2 and Season 5. Fans find this period the most entertaining, because the game was more or less in its infancy, and players were not as skilled as they are now, which led to more chaotic but more entertaining matches. Additionally, most games were played with the intention of having fun, with additional game modes adding a lot to this. That period felt a lot more experimental and goofy compared to now, where everything has a clear purpose and a clear way to play the game without many exceptions. But more on this later. As of now, the game appeals mainly to people looking for a competitive experience, and that's what I think is the fundamental distinction between old and new League. But was the chaotic place to have fun better than the organized competitive experience? Let's find out. The current state of League is all but simple, but in comparison to what it used to be, we can see quite some improvements. The obvious is the visual difference. I think we can all agree that visually the game doesn't look stunning for modern standards, but in comparison to what it used to be, it's quite the improvement. Even though most of the attention is paid towards skins. With League getting older and evolving, the other thing that also grew is its fanbase. It keeps getting bigger, and with that, we as creators get new audiences and opportunities to grow. A lot of this is also thanks to TikTok, as the League of Legends community there is massive. With that, a lot of new creators could themselves define the scene. But with all this in mind, the community still grew more and more toxic and only focused on the competitive side of the game. Riot is also to blame here because of the lack of new casual content being released, and with that, the content meta shifted as well. Long gone are the days of high effort videos getting much attention, because quite frankly, people just want to see skilled gameplay. Yes, you can still spend a lot of time producing a video, but our streamer will just upload his Twitch VOD every day and get double the views. But the good side of this would be that we aren't seeing only the old streamers, there are lots of new people emerging onto the scene, even if it's still dominated by the old dudes. Furthermore, since the game is so competitive, there are tons and tons of content about improvement, the meta, itemization, and so on. But yeah, again, this has its drawback, as if you search League of Legends, the only thing you will get are either tutorials or this crazy Zerat 9000 AP one-shot low effort videos. So okay, there are some good and some bad things here, but what else is different?
The jungle!
Let's start with the jungle. With all the new changes, a lot of people are complaining that it's broken and that it doesn't take skill now, but I don't think they realize just how bonkers it used to be. Please explain to me what is going on here. Why is the top laner starting Gromp and why are they leashing him? There was a time where most champions were unable to full clear. There were also these potions that kept you from being killed by blue buff and his little fuckers. These days, dying to jungle camps is just embarrassing, and the healing is taken care of by the items. But not only that, Drake used to give nothing but gold, and it took some time for them to actually give buffs. And even then, those were different to what we have now. Or what about the time where Rift Herald could be taken as many times as you would like? Or even better, when it buffed only one person for 20 fucking minutes. The only reason jungle feels easy now is because they are trying to fix the chaos that it used to be. The role feels a lot more healthy and less clunky nowadays. By far the biggest change was the runes and masteries. I won't go into much detail as there is a lot to uncover, but basically back in the day you had to buy runes if you wanted to use them. So there was a huge barrier of entry, but it did not matter nearly as much as they do nowadays. There were also these masteries which gave you buffs like more AP and better scaling that now became those circles and item passives. With those you were able to customize your rune patch to your liking and adapt it to your own playstyle. You see what I mean? With everything was a lot more chaotic, but this led to experimentation because there was a lot more freedom in what runes you want to take and how you want to approach the game. Another thing that added to randomness of games were different potions. Nowadays there are pots and refillables that you can upgrade into corruption potion, but back then there were also ones that gave you mana, ability power, crit chance, and even rebuilt invincible units. So a lot of players bought potions to make their laning phase easier. But not only that, one of the strategies was starting fight potions, nothing else. And yet there is one more thing that was more annoying than anything else. Busted champions. Nowadays someone like Kassadin is broken and overtuned, but he would poop his pants if he had to go against Morde that could spawn a dragon and was a melee AD carry. Yes, you heard everything right. No Precision Mundo or Refale Udyr could compare to Kassadin's
95% ban rate wasn't a joke.
Actually, kassadin is what a fucking
fair thing so far. There have always been advantages and disadvantages to the changes. I have to do right justice and mention the events and content outside the game, and even if it doesn't necessarily add or take from the playing experience. With that said, the lore went from this goofy to this expanded universe where almost each champion has its own story and they are interconnected and also referenced to in the game a lot more than they used to be. Viego got a whole novel, the Ruination event and a game, while Cho'Gath's only lore is roar, big purple dinosaur. The other obvious improvements are the tournaments. There is no one who's like, oh yeah, World 2009 is so nostalgic, they played in like this guy's basement and someone won it, but it didn't matter because at the end they were all losers. No dude, shut the fuck up, Faker is like a superstar in Korea, now he 100% has like his own underwear series or whatever. I don't think anyone prefers watching this 360p footage of sweaty losers over this 4K Lil Nas X performing while holograms and shit jump around him. Looking back, was it all worth it? With all the changes, improvements and redesigns, is League of Legends better now? No. Well, I assume it does depend on who you ask, but the only thing the game is good now is for tryharding and competing. It's not this goofy adventure you get to share with your friends and teams anymore, and it never will be. Yes, old League had flaws. A lot of them. Like a lot of them. But I would rather laugh for 40 minutes even if the enemy kassadin rips me and my entire family, then get pissed off and leave the game feeling even more empty than I did before. I just feel like League used to be this broken, weird looking experience, but that's what made it fun. The imperfections were what made it entertaining. And even now, going feel, not caring, playing normals, winning your asses off and having fun with friends is like 100 times more fun than grinding solo queue and thinking, oh, should I start the lethal brew buff, should I take the acid or alacrity rune? But hey, on the end of the day, that's just how I feel. How about you? Do you prefer the game before or do you like it now? Why don't you click on this video to see why champions feel a lot worse nowadays? See you around.